Why the lack of marketing in your property business is killing it. Hello, my name's Mark Fitzgerald. It's great to have you joining me here today. So, if you are not marketing your property business, then you are killing your property business. And I am here today to basically share with you why you need to be consistent and persistent in your marketing approach. I see far too many people starting out in property that don't want to send marketing letters, don't want to have flyers, don't want to have a brochure or anything like that. They just expect deals to fall into their laps. And it's not going to happen like that. You need to be marketing, but you can't just send a handful of letters out as well. You can't just send 30, 50, 40, 100, 200 letters. It didn't work. Nobody rang me up. Nobody got back to me. You can spend thousands of pounds on your marketing, but if you're not marketing to the right areas, then it's not going to be the best money you've ever spent. But the fact of the matter is, it's still getting you out there. It's still getting you in front of people, and it's doing a hell of a lot more than if you're not doing it at all. Right here, right now, one of the best things to be doing in a property business is sending out marketing. Okay, so what sort of marketing do you need to be sending out? Well, you want to be sending out letters. Okay, if you're looking for rent-to-rent deals, you want to be sending out letters all the time. Now, you might not have a massive budget. If you can only send 50 letters a week, 50 letters a week, or 50 letters every 2 weeks, that's still better than not sending any. I know people who have lists with about 200 properties on, and they send 50 letters out per week or every couple of weeks. Why? Because that's all they can afford to do. That is great. That is brilliant. And that is what I recommend anybody does. Market to your budget. I also know people who've got letters and lists with over 2,000 properties on, and they send it out in one. They may get a couple of calls, maybe a couple of people say, please don't send me your letter anymore, I don't need your services, which is great. And if people do that, do respect them and take them off your list so that you don't keep sending letters to them and stuff. But they'll do it, they'll say, I've just spent all this money, 2,000 letters went out, didn't get a deal. It doesn't work. It's the way you're doing it, okay? You need to have a structure in what you're doing, okay? So you could send out 200 letters and then you think to yourself, I've got to wait maybe 5 or 6 weeks, maybe 4 weeks if I'm getting excited before I'm going to do it again. Don't think like that. If you've got a big list, or even if you've got a small list, just send out what you can afford each and every week. Why? Because in your own mind, if nobody calls you the week that you've sent some letters out, it doesn't matter. There's some more going out next week that I can afford to send, or there's some more going out the week after that. When I was doing this, I used to send between 100 and 150 letters a week or every 2 weeks, depending on the cycle that I was putting together. Why? Because if I sent the letters out and I didn't get a call, it didn't matter. More letters were going to go out next week. More letters were going to go out the week after that. So some letters would land. Maybe I would get a call. Please take me off the list. No problem. Boom, boom, boom. They're off the list. No worries whatsoever. Then it would go out next week. Maybe I'd get a call. Maybe I'd look at the property. It's not right for me. It's not the right property, unfortunately. Doesn't matter. More letters and more marketings going out week after week after week. Okay, of what you can afford. Try not to overstretch yourself. But hey, listen, if you stopped having the odd takeaway, if you stopped going out for the drinking sessions, maybe the nights out, I mean, to be quite honest with you, in this day and age now, a couple of really good nights out, it's going to cost you a couple of £100 a month. Easily, isn't it? At the end of the day. If you're serious about building a property business and you're serious about finding deals that will bring you in not only cash flow but wealth over long terms, sacrifice a few of these nights out where at the end of it, all you've got to show for it is a hangover and a headache. Put your money into your marketing, get it out there, and let your money and your marketing start making you money. You can still go out and have the parties and everything, but sometimes short-term sacrifice for long-term gain is the name of the game. You know, if you've got maybe Sky Telly or something like that you're paying £100 a month for, get rid of it for a few months. Put that money into your marketing. Think of ways that you can market your property business, if that's what you're trying to do, so that you can get it out there and you can find more deals, okay? Make some sacrifices. Downgrade certain packages or certain subscriptions that you might have so that you can afford these things. Because at the end of the day, as long as you can keep marketing out there, you will get deals. I have students at the moment that are inundated chatting with landlords because there's loads of landlords out there that want help, whether it be with their HMOs or whether it be with their single lets and potentially serviced accommodation deals. My students are getting deals week after week after week. You'll see my posts if you follow me on social media. Every time somebody's getting a deal, I like to celebrate with them because it's massive. It's a great achievement. But there's so many of them now because they're doing it in the right manner. They follow the rent-to-rent business builder blueprint or the ultimate serviced accommodation business builder blueprint. They follow these blueprints. They just take the actions that need to be taken, and they're consistent and they're persistent in their approach so that they make sure, if nothing else, they're still getting their marketing out there whilst they're still talking to agents. That's very important. And they're still networking, of course, as well, because that is very important as well. You still need to be doing all of these things. But so many people neglect or ignore or will not send marketing letters because it costs them a few quid, or they're scared of getting phone calls. They're actually, their own minds holding them back. They're thinking to themselves, if I send that letter, I'm going to get all of these phone calls. I've sent out 100 letters. What happens if I get 100 phone calls? Absolutely brilliant. If you get 100 phone calls, you're very, very likely to get a deal. So don't worry about it. This is what it's all about. And yes, you might get a phone call. And yes, you might make mistakes on that phone call and it might feel uncomfortable. But building a property business isn't going to be comfortable. Running a property business isn't always comfortable. It's not. You've got to work hard at it. You've got to put yourself out there and you've got to stretch yourself. You've got to get out of your own comfort zones and you've got to get out of your own way. But nobody ever built anything. Nobody ever advanced in life by staying in their comfort zones. So stretch yourself. Don't think of, oh, I can't afford it. Think of, how can I afford it? Switch it in your mind. How can I afford to send out my marketing? How can I afford to invest in myself? How can I afford to make sure that as long as I'm consistent and persistent in the right manners, I will succeed? Visit thepropertyunleashed.com for free tools and resources if you haven't already. We have a rent-to-rent business builder ebook to help you with the 10 stages of building a rent-to-rent business. We have the ultimate serviced accommodation guide showing you how to build a serviced accommodation business. We have a deal analyzing spreadsheet so you can make sure your numbers stack. We put everything there for free for you to be able to download to make sure that you're not going out there like so many other people are and making silly, costly mistakes in your property business. So use those free tools and resources. And of course, we have the training as well. If you want to take it to the next level, if you want to speed it up and put yourself in a community of like-minded people with the coaches to help and support you, then we have that too. So visit thepropertyunleashed.com because that will help you progress quicker and with fewer mistakes, that's for sure. And make sure, if you're looking at growing a rent-to-rent business, a property business, you're just looking for deals, that you're getting out there with some marketing. You're sending marketing letters to landlords, okay? If you're looking at buying them, you can do the same, of course, as well. You don't just have to do this for rent-to-rent, but it works very, very well for rent-to-rent. And of course, get out there and talk to the agents. Okay, I hope this video has helped you. I hope it's made you think, I do need to do it. I need to send those letters. And now you're going to go and do that. Okay, I look forward to you seeing me in the next video or the next podcast episode very, very soon. You take care and bye for now.